Canada in the World Cup. Let's fucking go. Today in this video, we're going to talk about Canada qualifying, the World Cup draw, and a bit of the African qualifiers, and whatever happened during the international break.
Well, Canada topped the group that had Mexico, USA. They were able to finish 2 points ahead of Mexico in that one.
I believe so. I think, or maybe they're level. I'm not sure because Canada lost in Costa Rica and in Panama 1-0. Just those games didn't really mean anything, to be honest.
Mean much. The one that did mean more was the one at BMO we were actually at. It was like -20, it felt like. And Canada won that one 4-0. 4-0 over Jamaica. And that game is kind of like what CONCACAF is. If you have some BS weather, you can just win every game. And Canada kind of took advantage of that over Mexico, Costa Rica, and Jamaica. Jamaica just didn't even look like they knew what was going on.
They were frozen. Yeah, my guys couldn't move.
They looked frozen. 4-0. I mean, Jamaica didn't have Antonio Bailey. They had some dusty players on that team.
Ravel Morrison was playing.
They were pretty bad. But yeah, Canada played actually really, really well. It looked like they had a goal in mind. They executed it, and 4-0 is an impressive result no matter who you play.
Yeah, they were very attacking that day. They could have had so many more goals, but just misses from Kyle Laird. I know you thought he was playing against us at one point.
Kyle Laird's bad.
But nah, he was good. He's good. Yeah, they could have had a lot of more goals, but who cares? We qualified.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I think the fans really played a big part in that one. Most fans for an international men's game ever.
At BMO Field, yeah.
Close to 30,000. And you could really tell, even though it was freezing outside, people stayed a good 40 minutes after the game for the ceremonies and the light fixtures and the fireworks and all that stuff. It was impressive. It was really impressive. And they also brought on Canadian legends, whatever that means. There's only probably one recognizable one, but that's besides the point. No, it was actually really, really good. And you could really tell the fans were into it. And the difference between game one against Honduras till now is big time.
And Canada have a lot to build on from here. Top CONCACAF during the World Cup. They're going to look to win the Nations League this summer and next summer. So Canada can just keep going up because they have a young, great squad. So I'm excited to see what they can do, especially in the World Cup. I don't know how they're going to do. They got Belgium, Croatia, Morocco. Morocco undefeated in qualifying. Belgium, Croatia or Croatia, great team. So hopefully, I just want a goal to start off.
Yeah, I kind of think they're a bit dusted, but I don't think they'll have much of a chance. Honestly, if they score a few goals, I'll be happy. I don't know about winning any, because that seems like a big, tough task. People want to play it, Belgium have fallen off. There's a difference in quality. It's not even really, it's just more the midfield. That's the major difference between these two teams.
Even Croatia's midfield.
Yeah, they're just going to get played off the park in that area. That's the one concern. Everything else you can kind of manage a bit. If you don't have a good midfield especially against Modric, Kovacic, Brozovic, they're going to get cleaned out. That's going to be the one where it may not seem like a big loss, but they're going to be played off the park in my opinion.
I think against Morocco, they have a chance, though. Morocco without Hakim Ziyech. They were undefeated in African qualifiers, but still, that doesn't determine anything. It's like Canada being undefeated in CONCACAF. Anything can happen, really. I think they can actually get a point, maybe, and sneak a win.
African qualifiers are a bit of a mess, but...
Yeah, we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah. But no, Canada, they have a real chance. I think, it's impressive that they did qualify now. To put this into perspective, they'll be in this World Cup and the next, because obviously they're hosting it. So back-to-back World Cups, you got to give them credit for that. And you know what? They did deserve it. They took points from Mexico and USA twice, or both times that they played them.
Even at the Azteca as well. That's really good.
Which doesn't really happen often. You have to give them credit. And they prevailed. It was a really good qualifying. And you could tell, from when they started against Honduras, there was kind of this weird energy. You didn't know if they were really going to qualify. They're probably going to be in a dogfight for that fourth place with Jamaica and Costa Rica, and they blew those teams out of the water. It wasn't even close. So you have to give them credit. John Herdman did really, really well with this team. Young players stepped up. Buchanan took on a big responsibility. And you even got to give credit guys like Atakubi, who came out of nowhere, random Turkish league team, and he's been impressive. One of the best fullbacks in the entire CONCACAF.
Yeah, I've been impressed with them. Him, Atakubi, and Alistair Johnson, my most underrated players on this team.
Yeah.
And Tejan Buchanan had a great CONCACAF Gold Cup, which brought him into the squad. Played his first game against Honduras. He wasn't in the first round for Canada against Bermuda and them because he was just a kid, but he had a great Gold Cup, and I'm glad he's in. And now he's a regular. You wouldn't see, if you see him on the bench, you say, "What the hell's happening?"
Yeah, he's been a key player for that team. Him, with David. Hoylett even was really, really good in the Jamaica game, stepping in, filling in for Davies, who was out. Yeah, Canada just have a team that everyone's motivated, even guys that don't play often. They come in and they put in a shift, and you see a team that they're together, they're united, and at the World Cup in Qatar. Okay, now we're going to move on to one of the biggest shit shows in qualification in Africa. Not because the games weren't interesting, it was more the stuff going on
off the field,
and I guess even on it as well. Nigeria doesn't qualify, and the fans storm onto the pitch, trash the pitch. They're throwing benches onto the field. Were they talking to the players too?
Yeah, they were telling them off because they didn't qualify. I mean, I'd be pretty upset as well because Nigeria played really well, and they lost to their main rivals, Ghana, who are not a good team at all, but got away through a Thomas Partey away goal. That's how they qualified. But they should not be trashing the pitch, flipping benches. Oh my god, it was a mess.
I think were they fighting medical people too?
Yeah, I think one of them might have passed away or something. That's what I saw on Twitter. But
yeah, there was a huge thing, a huge amount of people. Pop the image on screen, massive. There's at least more than a couple thousand people on the field. It was as if like a team got promoted, but they just stormed on the pitch, no care in the world. And then you got the Egypt game where they Senegal, Egypt, and the Senegal fans are putting lasers in the Egypt players' faces as they're taking penalties,
goal kicks, the entire game.
And it's not like the little laser like from the England game. No, they're full on. Their face is green.
It's like 12 lasers at one guy's head.
There's like 4 lasers.
I don't think the lasers affected the players, or else they would have been visible. Like they would have been pushing it away and freaking out, but.
It definitely still plays a part.
It's still a bit dodgy.
Still something okay, man, I don't
know how that gets allowed into the stadium.
I don't even know. I don't know. They start pointing lasers at people, and of course they win. And now there's all the controversy if it should have counted because you got lasers in their eyes.
Salah still got a penalty. It's whatever.
Yeah. Well, who knows if it was the laser or him? Just such a mess. And in the African qualifiers, and then the Algeria game, they played Cameroon. Cameroon scored very late. Algeria got one called off, which
in extra time.
Yeah.
I think it was Slimani goal. It hit off right here, and they called it off, and then everyone's freaking out, want the game to replayed. But Algeria did score in the 118th minute, celebrating. It looked like they were through. Carl Toko Kambi, 124th minute. It was incredible. Now we're going to be talking about the World Cup draw, which was the main talking point of the weekend and the past week. The draws are interesting. There's Group B, England, Iran, USA, basically the peace treaty group. I don't know, it's set up for an exciting World Cup, I think.
Yeah. I think the groups are actually fairly balanced. You also have Group G, pretty much the same group as 2018. You had Serbia, Switzerland, Brazil, and then Cameroon get in this one. Very interesting. Group H actually is kind of interesting too. You have Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea, and Portugal.
It's a very diverse group.
It's a lot of different teams. They're not Portugal's obviously the standout team, but you have a lot of the middle tier teams where if something breaks right, you could see them in the quarterfinals or semifinals, let's say. Even the Group E, that one I really want to highlight because you have two of the, I would say, favorites for the World Cup in Spain and Germany. When those two go at it, that will be, I think, the best game of the group stage. You have two incredible teams, two incredible managers with great styles of play, and two teams that kind of revolutionized themselves after last World Cup, where both had very disappointing tournaments. It'll be very interesting to see those two teams go at it.
Yeah, I think Spain have Germany's number over the past few years. Beat them in the Euro final in 2008, the World Cup semi-final in 2010. So beat them 6-0 just a year and a half ago. So it'll be interesting, but I think it's going to be a very good game. Probably the best game of the group stage, like you say.
Yeah, and then even, I don't know, Group A too kind of looks interesting. You have Senegal, always a very interesting team because you have the likes of Mane, Koulibaly, some really good players. Then you have Netherlands too, who had a very disappointing Euro. I thought they were good in the group stage, but then I don't know, you had Frank de Boer as the manager.
They've had a bad couple of years, but they're back and they're looking like an exciting team.
They look like a really good team. Obviously, they didn't have Van Dijk in the Euros. Frank de Boer is the manager, who's a complete train wreck. But they look a really exciting team with some good talents. You have guys like Gravenberch and Dan Juma and Villarreal. There's some good players on that team, and they could be, in my opinion, dark horses for the tournament.
Yeah, definitely led by Frankie de Jong, Matthias de Ligt, even Memphis Depay's up there. And that's the opening game as well, Senegal, Netherlands, 5 a.m. our time.
Yeah, that's the only problem being here in Toronto.
I'll watch it for sure.
All the games 5 a.m. That's the only, I guess, downside of this World Cup is not only is it in the winter, but the games are very, very early. So you're going to miss like a good portion of them just because they're so early.
Everyone downplaying Qatar though, but Qatar are the Asian champions for a reason. They're not a bad team, but I think they can actually beat Ecuador. Yeah. Ecuador had a good qualifying in South America though, which is hard to do. But yeah, Group B, England USA is the big one. I think the Twitter rivalry is going to be intense.
That'll be a mess.
I honestly hope the USA wins that. That would be very funny. Iran are not a bad team. Remember what they did last year in the last World Cup. Portugal almost sent them out.
Yeah, almost sent them out.
And then the European, I don't know who's going to be Scotland, Ukraine, Wales. Scotland or Wales would be a very good game against England as well. Big rivalry.
Yeah, that qualifier we played in what, June?
June.
Yeah, and then you have the France group with either Australia or
United Arab Emirates or Peru.
And then you have Denmark and Tunisia. France should probably clean that one up pretty easily.
I mean, Champions curse, who knows?
Yeah, you never know. But
Germany, Spain, Italy.
That group is pretty easy. I don't see much problem.
I don't see Tunisia doing too much damage. Denmark are a very good team, though.
Denmark are a very good team. I have to give them credit.
Yeah.
They went undefeated in their qualifiers, I'm pretty sure.
Scotland
beat them. Oh, that's right. They beat them. It didn't really mean a whole lot, but still, they didn't go undefeated. They're a good team. Eriksen's getting back on form. Obviously scored this weekend. Scored 2 in the international break. He looks to be back. And that could be really interesting. Now, it is more than a few months away, so we don't know in terms of injuries and teams. The only, I guess, real talking point is I believe that they're going to be let go a week before the World Cup, all the players. So that could play a massive part.
Yeah, because right in the middle of the season. It's just a mess, man.
Yeah, in the middle of the season, and they're getting let go very late. That could be a deciding factor too, in terms of like rest and recovery for these players. So it will be very interesting.
I like Group C, Argentina and Mexico. They have a bit of history, 2006 round of 16 and 2010 round of 16. Mexico are a team that are kind of dipping in quality. You saw it in the CONCACAF qualifiers. They still finished second, but just not the best team, and the fans know that with their coach. But I think Argentina cleans that group out. Poland never really performed in the
I'm surprised they made it through, beating Sweden in the
they had a bye because they were supposed to play Russia, but they beat Sweden at home. Saudi Arabia, hopefully they have a better World Cup than 2018, but I don't see them doing anything in that group, to be honest.
Not at all. Even Argentina, I feel like this is really their last go at it.
Yeah, I know especially Messi's. They've been incredible lately, though.
Yeah, they have been good. Obviously, they didn't win the South America qualifiers. Brazil.
They're still undefeated, I believe.
Yeah, but still they won the Copa America a year ago.
In a while.
Yeah, they've been pretty good, but it's Messi's last go at it. We'll see. That'll probably fuel them to try to win the whole thing for sure. But in terms of their team, you still have guys like Dybala, Lautaro. You have guys like Di Maria too. Very underappreciated for.
That's his last. That's it for him.
Yeah, very underappreciated for Argentina. But I want to highlight one team. Serbia kind of looked like a dark horse team.
Yeah.
Even though there was controversy around them topping their group with the goal,
Ronaldo
probably crossed the line.
It did cross the
line. They do have a lot of quality in that team.
Yeah.
You have Mitrovic, who is the all-time goal scorer in the championship.
37 goals this season, 36 games.
Savic, Vlahovic, Tadic.
Milenkovic in defense.
And I feel like I'm missing a few other players too.
Yeah, maybe.
Even have Savic's brother in net, so it's plays for Torino. Yeah. They have a pretty good team. And even though there was controversy, topping that group is pretty impressive too, especially getting a result away in Portugal for the final match.
It was more or less the same team in 2018, and they didn't do too bad. I can see them getting a point or even a win against Switzerland.
Yeah.
Switzerland they topped the group in qualifying, but they're not the best team, but they're still a good team.
Yeah.
But I do see Serbia sneaking a second spot because I don't think Cameroon will have anything to offer. You got Choupo-Moting up front, Toko Kambi, probably the best player, but that's about it. And then a group with Brazil, where I think Brazil is going to win the World Cup. Brazil are back. And
kind of a dead team, Cameroon.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Brazil, in my opinion, are the favorites. Unbelievable in qualifying. The amount of attacking depth they have is just unbelievable.
Neymar.
even Coutinho getting back to form too.
Coutinho, Martinelli's there now. A guy named Everton or something.
Anthony.
Oh, they have so
They have
much.
a lot. And you have like Jesus and Richarlison if they play.
Charleston does play. He scores.
Vinicius. They have a lot of attacking depth, and then you have like Dani Alves, who's still at his best.
The midfield's good. Fabinho's in there.
Yeah, Fabinho. Even Fred, for some reason, plays really well for Brazil too.
But he's good for United, to be honest.
Yeah, and then you have Alisson, Ederson, Ned. Like they're a stacked team. And even in defense, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Militao. There's a lot of depth there. They look like the real problem.
The only teams I can see stopping them is maybe Belgium, like last World Cup. France, if they make it through. Germany, Spain.
Yeah.
Even England. A lot of people are tipping England to win this World Cup, but I don't know. They always find a way to choke. Like they should have beaten that Croatia team in the semifinals in 2018, but they didn't. Super Mario to the rescue.
Yeah. It'll be a really interesting World Cup. I think the groups are pretty even, but there's some really good matchups in here, and we'll see how it fares out. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who will either win, dark horses, player of the tournament, young player of the tournament, all that stuff down below. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace.